Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DJ with the Rabbit Squirrel Garage again, and today we're going to be working on the 2000 Yamaha Virago 250, or xv250, as it's called, V-Star 250 I think, also. It's got plenty of names all around the world. Anyway, today we're going to finish up painting the motor. We're going to paint the motor black, and then we're going to polish the fins. I was going to paint the fins red, but I just think that might be too gaudy, so just polish the fins at the end and we'll be done with it there. And then the only thing major left to do on the xv250 is run the wires through the handlebars. So let's get the engine painted and get that out of the way, and the next video that I do on the xv250 should be running the wires through the handlebars. So yeah, so if you want to see how I paint the engine, I do it on the bike. I'm not a professional. I don't strip the bike and then paint the engine and powder coat and blah 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 blah. You know, I just use regular old rattle can high temp paint. So if you want to see how I do it, stay tuned. Well, I forgot about one thing. We're gonna also paint the chain guard. So I think we're gonna do that first, but as you can see, it's rusty. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that sticker off and just paint the whole thing black. Let it blend in a little, that way it'll, you know, contrast the silver shocks. So yeah, we're going to do that first, then we'll paint the engine. Alright, I'm going to try to get this label off and save it. I mean, I may tape it underneath the seat or find somewhere else to tape it off, but you know, I doubt I'm going to be able to save it. It's not a big deal. You can always just look it up in the manual to get this information, but you know, just to, I mean, if I can, I will, you know. Yeah, there we go. We got the whole thing off. There you go. We'll find somewhere else to put that on the bike. All right, now we're going to work on getting the rust off of this and off the bolts themselves. Bolt heads are pretty rusty. That one looks good. Now let's get the actual chain guard itself. And this thing has rust everywhere. It's not like, you can see it here for sure, but there's little tiny ones all over the whole thing. So I'm going to have to go over the whole thing. Yeah, and this part's where you can really see it. I mean, you can just see all the rust on it. It's crazy. So, yeah, doing a lot of that. All right, we've got most of it, the big stuff off with the wire brush. And now we're going to go ahead and just take the sander to it and get the rest of it off. And then we'll prime it and let it dry and then paint it. So, here we go. Oh, get it on. I should also say this is 220 grit sandpaper. Alright, there it is. We got the whole thing sanded off pretty well, so now it should accept the paint fairly easily. We've roughed up the chrome with it. Again, that's 220. So yeah, now we're just going to lay down some primer. Alright, let's go ahead and primer this real quick, and I'm using galvanizing primer. I'll show you here in a second. There it is. Krylon Pro Professional Galvanizing Primer. Covers and primes rust, builds tight bond with substrate, galvanizes metal surfaces. So that's what we're going to use as our primer. Alright. And I'm starting off with a light coat since I'm going over top of chrome here. Build a good base for it, and then we'll come back and put probably 2 more on it at least, I'm assuming. Alright, let's let that dry, and we'll put a couple more coats on it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we've got 3 layers on here now. One very light one to start out with, And then I went and did another 2 medium coats. And we're going to go ahead and hit that up and sand it down a little bit with, let's see what we got here. Let's go with the 180. Yeah, 180 should be good. We're basically just going to rough it up so it doesn't, you know, smoothing it out a little bit. So that when we paint the black over it, it you know, doesn't show the it might be too much. Yeah, look, I'm taking some off. Alright, so let's go back to the 320. We're going to use 320 then. There we go. We've got the primer sanded down quite a bit. And I'm not going to worry about these spots. This is it's chrome, so there's no rust in it. And let's go ahead and get this painted up. Okay, let's go ahead and get this painted up. I've got a heater in the background because it's real close to the 50-degree mark that this says to keep it at. Well, it does say 70 degrees, but it'll cure, just take a lot longer. So I figured put the heater on it and let it chill and let it go. So I'm going to do a light coat just to get it going, and we should be good. Alright, there we go. Nice light coat, and we'll come back out and do 2 more coats on it, and we should be done by then. Yeah, we're just going to start by taping off some things that we know we don't want painted black. Well, we can just, like, spark plug, disconnect it, right? Tape it up out of the way so it doesn't accidentally fall down at some point. There. What else? The spark plug itself. Make your roll. And just slide it down over it and pinch it. It should be good. Just like that. What about the ignition? Yeah, let's paint it. Why not? We don't need the frame painted. Alright, I pretty much got everything taped off that I don't want to paint. Except for this hose. I see a hose there, but I'll get that in a second. And I'm going to go ahead and hit some of these up with a wire brush and try to get some of this big stuff off, because it's, I mean, I've already washed it and it should be clean. It's just, but there's still, you know, some stuff, some sediment and just where the paint has peeled that needs to come off. So I'm going to hit it all with a wire brush, a stainless steel wire brush, and then we'll start painting. What you see here is not grime, it is where the paint has peeled off. So I'm going to try to wire brush it off as best I can. Alright, this is a brush I use. It's made out of brass. It does a pretty good job of cleaning everything up. But as you can see, this one's about dead. So I'll keep it around and use it for some other things. But yeah, it's pretty much gone now. Alright, let's get to painting. Okay, folks, this is the paint I used to do the exhaust last time, and it's this Rust-Oleum engine enamel 500 degrees. Well, it all burned off right at where the exhaust comes out of the cylinders. So this was not good enough to handle that. So I bought this. This is called VHT Flame Proof, and it goes from 1300 to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the one I just showed you only goes to 500. So, and this is flat black. The other one was gloss black. So I want the engine and the exhaust to match, so I'm going to redo everything in this. So, okay, let's get started. Oh, it applies great. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I'm trying to do a light coat, and it's putting a medium coat on all by itself. I mean, like, literally, you don't have to... This is, like, ridiculously easy. Alright, there we go. We've got everything painted with the flat black, and I think it's going to look really good once we get the gloss black on the tank and the side covers and everything done, and the swing arm. The swing arm is going to stay gloss black, so it just needs cleaned up. It's not bad, it just needs cleaned up. Yeah, alright, let's let that dry and see what it looks like. Okay, I pretty much got everything painted in the flat black that I wanted, and it's dried now, so let's go ahead and rip the tape off and see how it looks. Alright, that's this side. Let's go ahead and move over to the other side and let's get that tape off. Be difficult. Oh. See, when tape gets difficult like that, it doesn't want to come off, you break out the big dog. Super sharp. Just to show you, super sharp. Make sure it's safe, and boom, there you go. You'll be able to get any tape off you want as long as you have a nice sharp knife. There you go. Now I'm going to polish that up. Right now it's just kind of painted silver, and it just doesn't look that great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to polish that up. Not polish it. I'm going to wire brush it all up, and then I've got some chrome paint over there, and I'm going to paint it chrome. And then these will both get cleaned up. That's all they need, is just cleaned up. And that way we'll have a little bit of chrome here, but not a ton. All right, so there it is. What do y'all think? Looks good to me. Again, this will be chromed shortly. But everything else, and this just needs cleaned. I know it looks dirty, but it just needs cleaned. I didn't want to paint it because it's dirty. It needs to be scrubbed and then cleaned, and it'll be ready to go. But yeah, there we are. We now have the whole thing, the whole engine painted black, and here's kind of what it looks like from a distance. Alright, we're going to go ahead and sand up the edge of these fins a little bit. The fins are fake, so we're not too worried about them. But we're going to just sand them down a little bit using the power sander, and then we'll do it by hand for the spots we can't reach. Alright, there it is. What do you think? That's just one done, of course, but you can definitely tell the difference. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference. That's You can see the right side's painted, the left side's been sanded. So what do you think? Which one do you like better? Honestly, I don't know myself. So I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow to make the decision. But that's how you would do it. I use the sander. And if there's any spots that you can't get by hand or with the sander, you just get by hand. So yeah, there it is. Okay, folks, well, that's it. We got, you know, the engine painted, the exhaust painted, everything looks great. I'm really happy with it. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say there. Looks good. Now, I do have to cure it still, but follow the directions on the can to cure it yourself. And, yeah, we're going to call it there. I appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully you learned something and you enjoyed this video. I mean, I know I learned something today, and I had fun making it, so I guess that counts for something, right? Anyway, if you could, go ahead and hit the like on this button, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and you know, if you want to get notified, hit the bell button. Alright, y'all have a good one. I'm out.